This is your host, Mitchell J. Rabin, and I'm very glad you're joining us again today. Today we're going to have another very interesting show. We have with us the author of this book, The Secret Language of Your Body, Segal, who is here from Australia and is making a tour around the United States with this book and with herself, teaching people about what it means to be healthy, what it means to be ill, and how to go from one to the other in a rather simple, elegant process. And that's going to be the subject of today's show, so each of you listening can really get a handle on a simple process that you can engage in by yourselves and come to another level of your own health and well-being simply by following some easy, basic rules. So I'm really glad that you're on the show today.
Thank you, Mitchell. It's nice to be here.
It's good to have you. It's good to have you. Now, you have gotten critical acclaim for this, Ina. Dr. Bernard Segal, who we've had on the radio show, writes the foreword, and you've had just one person or another, very high-level, prestigious people just saying, Ina, you are fabulous. And Michael Beckwith, among others. And, this is fabulous. This is fabulous that your work has kind of taken root in the United States, because we need help. So as we say, spasiba, thank you. I say that because of your Russian roots, that is, we have in common. So what is it first that inspired you? You've got such a rich, deep, interesting history that most healers, in a sense, cannot quite claim. And you may want to share all of it, some of it, but feel free.
Well, Mitchell, what inspired me was that I was in a lot of pain, and so from maybe when I was 13, I was having all sorts of issues, and by 15, I was having back pain, I was having digestive problems. As I kept growing up, I have psoriasis, I have anxiety, and all of this stuff was just taking over my life. And then I went to see everyone, all the chiropractors, physios, doctors, alternative practitioners. But I guess I went there with this point of view, here I am, heal me. Yeah. And then that wasn't happening. And the turning point really came when I was,
Were they not able to properly diagnose you? Were they seeking to offer you simple medications? Was the chiropractor not finding the subluxations to correct the issue? What? Because there's a level on which heal me works.
That's right. It was, and yeah, they weren't finding it because it was energetic, it was emotional, it was ancestral. So even though they kept, whether it was a physio or a chiropractor, and I'm all for these kinds of modalities, but they were trying to, work on, I guess, on the physical. And my issue was not so physical, even though I was having a lot of physical pain, and so...
The symptoms were expressing themselves physically, but your pain was emotional / existential, most
That's
likely.
Right.
Yeah.
And so this particular chiropractor is actually quite amazing, and I had gone to see him for a while with this kind of thing, and, this particular day, I remember this day, I woke up and I felt like I was twisted. My back was twisted. I was really in agony. And I went to his office. I got there, it was a 2-minute drive. I experienced what it was like to get out of your body when you're in that much pain.
Oh my. And you were, 20 years old?
Yeah, I was in my, and I kind of, I was with my husband and he helped me get into the office. And when I got there, the chiropractor came out. He didn't even let me come into his office. And he just looked at me. He kind of walked around me. I remember he was very relaxed. And he said, your body's stuck. And I was like, yes, I know this part. What are you going to do about this? And he said, nothing. And I said, what do you mean nothing? And he said, your body's stuck. It wants to be stuck. Go home. And so on the way home, I was so mad about this response that I wasn't feeling as much pain. I was feeling the anger. I was actually feeling sorry for Paul, my husband.